Hey everybody, J-Man here. Let's talk about Doctor Who, The Wild Blue Yonder. Okay, if you have seen my previous Doctor Who video, which chances are you have because it actually got a lot of views. It's probably my most viewed or one of my most viewed videos, so I appreciate that. That was entitled something like The Star Beast is Garbage, because it was garbage. I don't remember what I actually rated that, and I don't really care. It was probably like a 4 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 or something like that, which 4 out of 10 is not that bad, I guess. But I got a lot of support on that video. I did get some haters on that video who attacked me and didn't present any arguments as to why the episode was good. So let's see how this one goes. I'm interested to see what people are going to say about this particular one. Now, we're going to break this down using my space system. So that, of course, is story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get in every category. When you add up all your numbers, you get a score out of 10. I am reviewing this. This is something I did not mention on my last video, so I will mention it here. I'm reviewing this as a Doctor Who episode. When you have a Doctor Who episode or story, you're ranking it amongst the other Doctor Who stories that you've seen. You're not ranking it against other shows. Star Wars and Doctor Who are not the same thing, so this isn't comparative. So I can't remember. I think I gave The Star Beast a 4 out of 10. Well, because it's a weak-ass Doctor Who episode. I don't know what to tell you. It's not very good, is it? Even as a Doctor Who episode. Even if you ignore all of the W stuff, it's still not a great episode because there's not really much of any story. This one is better for sure than the last one. However, it's not without its problems, but we're going to discuss them individually as we go through this. For the storyline, I'm actually going to give it a 1 out of 2. If you get a 5 out of 10, that's sort of like a passing grade. It's like, yeah, okay. You know, that's like okay Doctor Who, not like, wow, this is amazing, right? So I'm going to give the storyline a 1. There actually was a storyline in this, so that was something to I can at least talk about it. The Doctor and Donna land on this ship. It's abandoned and things are moving very slowly. There's a robot that takes 1 step every, few hours or something, like maybe like a wall turns or something happens. Like things are happening very, very slowly, which is going to be a part of the story. The TARDIS goes away, gets scared and runs away. That has happened before in Doctor Who, so that's not a new thing that RTD just made up just for the heck of it. And then they're trapped there till the TARDIS comes back. While they're there, let's investigate. So, yeah, it was like, okay, there was a storyline. I am going to address the first 10 minutes, which is going to be what everybody wants me to address, and I'm going to address it, okay? Because there was some very weird casting choices, to be sure, in the first 10 minutes in this, so that's pretty weird. I could have even given this story, there is a conclusion to it. The conclusion kind of makes sense, and I didn't mind it. I actually could have given the story a higher grade than 1. I could have given it more than a passing grade. I could have given it a higher grade, but for the fact that they had to reinforce the stuff from the Flux and the Timeless Child and all that, which I despise. And if you're a Doctor Who fan, you also despise it. If you think it's great, you're not a Doctor Who fan. Uh-oh, controversy. No, you're not a Doctor Who fan if you like that. Sorry, that is the fact. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. Google it. However, they mentioned that, so that really turned me right off, and it was barf. But the rest of the stuff, minus the first 10 minutes, which is outrageous, what I'm going to get to, was like, okay. It was sort of your run-of-the-mill Doctor Who. What's going on? There's a weird alien thing, and so it was all right. I thought, okay. Pacing-wise, this is a tough one. I was actually going to give the pacing 1.5. I'm debating on it. I'm actually debating on it. I actually wasn't bored during this episode. You know what? I'm going to revise my rating. I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5. I actually wasn't bored on this one. It is slow, which I guess ties into the story because the story, the whole ship is slowly becoming something. But I didn't find it boring. Now I can't give it a full 2 out of 2 because I felt they could have either put in a little bit more, not action, but a little bit more things going on. There's a lot of just meandering around. And there's even a point where, without giving too much of the story, this is also a ding on the story, was there's aliens. That's not a spoiler. So the aliens can do something and they can trick you, right? So there's that standard scene where the characters are being tricked and they've got to figure out that they're being tricked. Well, that actually happens a couple of times, and I thought, well, why don't I need to see this a couple of times? So they probably could have cut some of that out and added a couple of other elements to it. However, I wasn't actually bored, but the pacing did suffer slightly, so I will give it 1.5 for your pacing. For the artistry, I will give it a 1.5 again for the artistry. The reason it can't get a full score of 2 out of 2 is that there was some really wonky-ass CGI that was really not even needed. There's certain things that happen. I don't want to spoil it because it's still new. It just looked stupid. However, I'm still giving it 1.5 because I actually like the music a lot in this, in both episodes. I like the intro music. I like the intro looks. The credits look nice to me. I count costume as artistry. I think David Tennant's costume looks kind of cool. I like the blue jacket. I know it's just a jacket, but it looks cool. I don't know. I like his hair. David Tennant has the best hair. When I grow up, I'm gonna get David Tennant's hair. So that was really good. I thought the ship was kind of neat. It was really long and skinny. It had all these different compartments. I like the robot. He looked functional. So overall, it looked pretty good. If they just would have not had some of this dumb CGI that looked really stupid, actually, and didn't even need it, because you could have, without spoilers, you could have presented their CGI things to present things to make things look different or weird. They could have easily done something else, right? So that's for the artistry. For the characters, I'll give it a 1.5. You know, I like Donna. I would probably say Donna out of the new companions, like New Who, she's probably my favorite of the New Who companions. Out of the classic Who, Ace is for sure there. I like Sarah Jane a lot. Those are probably my 2 favorites. I also really like Liz Shaw from the 3rd Doctor. I feel that she kind of got a bum rap and didn't continue on long enough because I thought she was really cool. But for the new companions, I'd say Donna's kind of my favorite, and she's Donna. I like Catherine Tate. I've met Catherine Tate. She's like super cool in real life. She's just a fun person. I think David Tennant is a great actor. That's never going to change. Yeah, like I still liked him. He's good. So that's that. Enjoyment factor. Now here's where we're going to have some issues here. Now, the first 10 minutes, which I haven't addressed, I'm going to address it. The first 10 minutes is so utterly stupid and utterly pointless. Is so terrible, but it doesn't even play a factor in the story. So why is it even there? It actually angers me more, not what they did, but the fact that it's even in this story when it actually plays no purpose, which means that they only put it in there for the W. And it's like for the W factor. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? So, and there's a couple of stuff with, you know, the pronouns. It's like, really? And I noticed that they didn't ask Isaac Newton the pronouns. I noticed that, you know, they didn't ask those alien things. Like, it's just nonsense. Okay. It's more nonsense. And I don't understand. I think I might give the enjoyment factor like a 0.5. You know, I liked, this could have been much higher. If they didn't double down on the Flux and the Timeless Child, and they didn't have that first 10 minutes, which is utterly pointless and stupid, really, this could have been a 1, even a 1.5. So I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10, which is actually pretty high. That means it's kind of a pass. It would have probably gotten a 7 if we didn't have the beginning. So the beginning, the controversy is that in the very beginning, they go and meet Isaac Newton. If you Google, so I Googled Isaac Newton because I wasn't exactly sure. So I did a Google search on Isaac Newton, and the picture that came up was this. So that's really terrible, guys. Like, shame on Disney and BBC. You know, you couldn't find a Japanese woman to play Isaac Newton. It's absolutely despicable. I mean, this is another case of a man taking a role from a woman. It's just absolutely despicable. I don't know. It's shame on everybody involved. I'm sorry. I gotta ding you on that. It's really terrible. So what can I say? And Isaac Newton she's a real person. She's a real person who lived and was important. Just because I didn't know who Isaac Newton was, that doesn't mean that you can just cast whoever you want. A quick Google search clearly shows Isaac Newton. So I just don't, it's just so stupid to me. Anyway, that's it. So you know what? 6 out of 10. That's a pass. I mean, it's a Christmas miracle that it's even getting a 6, because realistically, this should probably be way lower. But my 4 out of 10 for the previous episode should probably be way lower too. However, if you remove the miscasting of our good friend Isaac Newton and the terrible references to the Flux, then it would have been a very standard kind of, you know, Doctor Who, which is like, yeah, that was an okay episode. And then, you know, you're probably never going to watch that episode again, and you'll watch something better, you know, later. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the Doctor Who, the Wild Blue Yonder. Let me know. All right, everybody. Until next time.